Yep. So first of all, Jimmy is super humble. We've gotten some deals done together, and I've known Jimmy for a little while now. But I want to thank you, first of all, Curtis, for putting this thing together. This is amazing, and I think a lot of people are going to pull value from this. But I'm Tezar Bertha for the people who don't know. And the way I got started in investing actually started in new home real estate, right? So I worked for a builder here locally, and I worked there for a while. And very fast, my career took off, and I found out that I was really good at talking to people. I was really good at making people feel comfortable. And I was like, okay, I got something here, right? So I took off, and by the age of 26, I was a six-figure earner in new home real estate. And it was awesome. I thought that was the height of everything. But lo and behold, I got promoted in this company, and I learned real quick that I didn't want to be a high-paid employee anymore, right? I had the money, but I didn't want to be time broke anymore. So I was like, wait, there's got to be more to this real estate thing. And, making six figures in real estate, at first, you kind of feel like you're on top of the world. At 26 years old, you're like, does it really get better than this? Is there anything out there? And lo and behold, there's a whole nother world I knew nothing about. And being a realtor, I know you can understand the day-to-day grind, because Jimmy said something that was just funny. And I have to ask the question, it's like, oh wait, so buying an investment property, you don't have to use 20% to buy it. Right? Because most of us think that in terms of a conventional loan. And that's where my mind was. I knew a FHA loan, I knew a VA loan, I knew a conventional loan. And sometimes when I wanted to get saucy, I went RD, okay? All right? I'm like, I got something for you, just wait, right? And that was rural development. Nobody wanted to live in those areas though. But anyway, that's really was me, like understanding real estate. So I started to dabble into wholesaling real estate, right? I started to learn from this guy named Sean Terry out of Phoenix, who was crushing like $5 million a month in wholesaling. And I was like, what in the world is this wholesale thing? And who in the heck would ever sell their property for less than what it's worth, right? And I couldn't wrap my head around the concept. But the more I dove into it, the more I understood that I could make it happen. And it's funny the way it all played out. It's all God's plan. I had a date, a calendar on my phone, like a ticking calendar about the day I was gonna quit my job, right? I had this whole plan of walking in saying I was gonna quit, and that did not happen, y'all. Like, because God had a different plan. I started marketing, I started to pick up. I met fantastic guys like Cody Hardridge, who showed me systems to help me grow my investing company and business, marketing to people, pushing a button and having 5,000 people's phone ring. Cody is a monster when it comes to systems, but all these things put me in a corner where I was like, okay, I gotta make a decision. And real quick, my job found out. First of all, I was a six-figure earner at a company, and I didn't have a college degree in nothing. So they were like, they wanted your mind completely involved in what they had going on. And the moment you were outside of it, they didn't like that, right? So they found out real quick what I was doing, and they asked me a question. Hey, do you want to stay here? Do you want to keep your job with us, making the money you make, or do you want to go out and try this wholesale thing? And I asked them, I go, are you asking me to put my family's future in your hands or mine? And they were like, well, they didn't like that question. And I asked them if I can do both, and they didn't like that either. So they let me go. Actually, it's funny. It was the day before April Fool's Day. The next day I walked out and got my first wholesale deal, and I made $19,000 on that first deal. Yeah. And I said, okay, this is evidence that I'll never work for somebody. This is evidence that I'll never work for somebody again, and I never have since. And that's the story of my first deal, man.
I love it.
Yep.
Roshan?
I was that schmuck who paid him $19,000.
Thank you, brother.